Hey guys, my name is Deani Monet and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So as promised, this is my second video of my Nurses Week marathon, and actually it is 5:33 in the morning. I stayed up because I have a test on Saturday that I have to take by 11:59 midnight. So I was up studying. I do work tonight, which is Thursday, May 7th. So I was like, why not do this video now? Because I'm probably going to sleep all day. So today is day 2 of Nurses Week marathon again, and today we are going to be talking about the differences between a nursing college versus a 4-year university. Let's get started. So for those who don't know me and new to my channel, I did decide to attend both nursing school and a 4-year university. I personally did it concurrently, meaning that I attended and took classes at both universities at the same time, which was a lot, but it is possible and it can get done. And I just wanted to share with you my views on, nursing colleges versus a 4-year university, because it is different. So let's start with what are the two types. So you have a nursing college, which is the college that is kind of geared towards nursing. It could be also like a technical school where they have different trades that you can learn. And then you have a 4-year university, where it's a university that you can go to and you have kind of the whole college experience. You have dorms, you have like organization life, you get to meet a lot of people. It's kind of a bigger aspect of a school versus going to a trade school or a nursing college, where it's kind of a smaller facility and kind of more personable or closer interactions with people. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is length. Now, a nursing school typically is 2 years. However, there are some programs where it's like accelerated and you can finish your program in like 18 months, I believe. That's also an option. Or you can go to a university where typically you have to do 4 years of schooling before you can get your actual degree and graduate. So the price for the colleges are different as well. A nursing school, I think, from what I experienced with my nursing school, they're kind of more in-house when it comes to finance. So they have a lot of grants, they have a lot of scholarships for their students. They are more on the cheaper side. Not to say they're not expensive, because I know there are some that are expensive. I want to say like the trade school ones are, but the ones that are mainly geared to like certain healthcare kind of degrees, those are typically a lot cheaper and they do help you out a lot as far as finances go. For university, for 4-year university, you kind of get what you get. It's expensive, but there's a lot of ways around it. They do scholarships, they do grants, but they have a lot of students on the roster. So most times you have to spend a lot of your time trying to figure out, how am I going to pay for this? If you have money for out of pockets, if you want to do student loans and things like that. So price-wise, a nursing school is very cheaper, or very much so cheaper than a 4-year university. The next thing that I wrote down was NCLEX passing rates. So I thought this was very interesting because the NCLEX is a state board examination that you have to take in order to pass. And I mean, this was kind of what I predicted, but of course, nursing school is much higher. The nursing school that I went to was 100% passing rate for the NCLEX. I think that's mainly because the school's main purpose is for you to graduate and get your nursing degree. I feel like colleges, you have so many other classes and so many other like focus areas where it's hard to kind of gear yourself into just that zone versus just a nursing college where you're like 2 years just nursing, everything nursing. Take the NCLEX, which is everything nursing. So I definitely think the passing rates are a little better at a 2-year nursing college versus a university. Now, the university that I went to, the passing rates for the NCLEX were high. I want to say they were in like the 90% at Old Dominion University, but again, like I said, I think it has to deal with like you having to take so many classes at the same time. Nursing school, I had like 3 classes max. And most of my semesters, it was like 2 classes. But I know at ODU, there's a lot of your nursing classes, clinicals, plus your like BSN, paperwork, things in that nature. That's something to take into account too. For most, I don't think all, of the nursing schools, you have to worry about like accreditation because they're not always accredited. You also have to worry about kind of where you want to see your life in the next few years, because again, nursing schools are going to be like max associate's degree, and some are still like diploma. The nursing school that I ended up going to, I was like the first cohort for them to get like an associate's degree in nurses versus just getting a diploma and a certificate. Universities, though, you're coming out of nursing school straight with your bachelor's degree. You gotta weigh that when you're thinking of what you want to do with your life. Do you want to go back to school for 2 years? And if you want to just finish it and be done with it, that all plays a important fact as well. Retention, so I think all nursing schools are pretty much the same as far as retention. You only can get like, I think, 1 time to repeat a course, and then you have to leave the nursing program. I want to say all schools typically do that. The grading scales for all nursing schools in general are typically high. I want to say most nursing classes, you got to have like above, I want to say like 83, 84 to pass a course. So the grading scale is also high as well. Clinical hours is what kind of got me when it came to nursing school. So a nursing school typically is kind of linked with a teaching hospital. So your clinical hours are guaranteed. You get experience on all the units. You get as much time as you need. You don't really have that issue of not having clinical hours. And I kind of love that because nursing is hands-on. Let's get that straight. It's a hands-on school. Without clinical, you'll go into nursing and not know what you're doing. So the clinical hours for me was just very important. When it came to the university, though, sometimes you get backlash because if you're not a nursing school that has like a hospital attached or linked with it, you have to kind of compete with the other nursing schools in the areas or the nursing schools that go to this hospital for the clinical hours. So I don't think it's always as easy for universities because they do have to compete with the other schools to get those clinical hours. And I know like for my school, we couldn't be on the same unit as another nursing school, and because we were a part of that hospital, we were priority. So that nursing school will have to leave the unit, go to another unit, or come back another day. So it's a lot of like back and forth with clinical hours, and I honestly didn't want to deal with that. Class size, so of course, nursing schools are a lot smaller in size than a university. There are so many people at universities. I want to say for my university, like the maximum amount of students that they accepted for the nursing program was 70. And that was for my university. And there's probably like over 5,000 students at that school. To be honest, I don't even know the number. It's a lot of kids. Versus nursing schools, they're really small in size. So I think the max that I ever seen in class was like 30. And then after people start to wean out, they don't like it, they don't pass, and kind of get into the core group of the students, it ended up being like 20 or something like that. So nursing colleges are really small. So I think the application process for a nursing college and a university are the same in the aspect. It's just certain schools want different things. So for nursing, the application process, there's two tests that, well, it's honestly one test you have to take for the university or the college. However, it's one or the other. So I know for my university we had to take the HESI's test, but for my nursing college you had to take the TEAS test. Some people say the TEAS test is a lot easier than the HESI. I'm not sure. I only took the HESI. I also know, like, GPA wise, nursing schools are a little more like average versus a university. Like my university, you needed like a 3.7 to get into the nursing program, but nursing schools, I want to say it's like a 3.3, 3.5. So GPA wise, it's a lot more lenient in nursing colleges. Also, a very important thing is like the requirements for nursing schools. You need like you need important stuff like some sciences, I think English, math. But for universities, you got to go through 2 years of prereqs before you can even apply to the program. So if you're looking for something that you want to just get in really, really quick, start, get your degree, a nursing school might be for you because they're a lot more lenient as far as what prerequisites you need prior to getting into that school. The next thing I wanted to talk about is jobs. So the thing that I loved about nursing school or my nursing college was, yes, we had the hospital that was directly linked to the program, but our jobs were guaranteed. It was like once we graduated or once we like finished our last rounds of clinicals, we had outreach little meeting thing, and it was like every nurse manager from all the units came to the school, and we walked from table to table, and we got to know them, got to talk to them. Some people even like signed up for their interviews for that unit that day. So job wise for nursing, colleges are very much guaranteed if they're linked to a hospital. I know like there's another nursing college out here that isn't linked to a hospital that one of my friends went to, and it was a little harder. But I mean, as a nurse, you should be able to find a job anywhere. But it was also a plus that my school hospital paid us more just for going to the school. They started us off like $1 more for our starting rate, so I thought that was pretty nice as well. And then for a university, of course, like a university is credit. You're going to come out of school with your BSN. So, yes, you will get paid. You will get a good a job anywhere because at the end of the day, you have a BSN and everybody's looking for new grads. So, my experience, I love both schools. I honestly think I learned something from each school, and I will take that with me on the rest of my life and my nursing career. My nursing program literally taught me the foundation. It taught me how to be a nurse. It taught me what I need to know. It is the reason why I passed NCLEX. But my nursing school kind of built my foundation on professionalism, how to write papers, things in that aspect, because at the university, you got dorms, you got a bunch of different organizations that you can join. I was in a nursing organization. I was in a sickle cell organization. Well, I was a president of a sickle cell organization for 2 years. I had so many kind of networking is the word I'm looking for, opportunities at a university, which I would not have gotten at a college or nursing college. So again, I personally love both of my experiences for both schools, and I think they both are important because if you do a nursing college, at the end of the day, when you do your bachelor's degree, it's going to be online. So you're not going to have those connections that you would like to have because all of your BS in classes are like writing and big project classes, things like that. So you're not really getting that interaction that you would get if you were in a four-year university. So I say weigh your options, do what's best for you, but also just keep these things in mind because it might help you get your degree faster or help you determine what school is best for you. So again, my name is Deani Monet. Thank you for joining me for my second video of the Nurses Week Marathon. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Continue to like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.